Hi, greetings and welcome fellow YouTubers and gamers out there. Actually, let me just put this down. Sorry about this. Firstly, the apologies. My normal mic isn't currently working at the moment, so I'm kind of have to make do by putting in my gaming headset into my laptop, and unfortunately it hasn't got a very long leash. So yeah, again, I do apologise for having to wear my headset, but that's what we got to work with today. Okay, on to what we want to talk about today. Now, we have quite a lot of stuff that's happened over the past couple of weeks. Yeah, we have had quite a lot of stuff that's happened over the past week or so, especially like in VR and gaming. We've had like the news and announcements that the Oculus Quest 2 is coming out. We've got lots of information that's been broadcasted about that and all the stuff that's going on. But that's not what this video is about. As you may have heard from the title, this video is about the PlayStation 5 and everything that we know about the PlayStation 5 coming up to date. And that is including prices, launch date, technical specifications, VR compatibility. Yeah, everything that we've known and managed to get over the past couple of years all rolled into this one video. Okay, firstly, let's talk about the price. Now, as you can see here, I'm going to have to get it up on my screen first. Okay, now, first up, as the price, as you can see here, as you can see up here, we have the PlayStation 5 digital and CD hard or console version, let's call it. One of these called the console version and the other is called the digital edition. Now in American dollars, the console version is $499.99 and $399.99 for the digital version. But we don't want to know about the American versions. We want to know British pounds because we're British. Well, I am. Some of you guys are, but for the British people out there, as you can see, it's £449.99 for the console version and £359.99 for the digital version. Now that, I don't know if that's including of tax or not, but bear in mind, consider there is going to be a little bit of a price jump from these prices, considering that is just console and one controller. When we're going to go out, we don't just want the console and one controller. We're going to want the whole kit and caboodle. We're going to want two controllers. We're going to want the camera. We're going to want that Pulse headset. Well, I certainly do. Trying to replace this one. This one's broken. I mean, all this. Don't know if you can see that there, but this gear's broken. So we're going to need Pulse control. Sorry, the Pulse headset, and we're also going to want that nice new nifty remote controller. And we're going to want a couple of games around there. So look out for those bundles that are coming out. And the next thing we want to know, if you haven't been under the rock for the past week, the release date for those for the Americans out there is November the 12th. And for the rest of us, for the world, I like myself included, we got to wait an entire week before we can get our hands on it. So November the 19th for when it comes to us in the UK. Unfortunately, so therefore we have to wait for a week before we can upload any new sort of content. Not bitter. But yeah, we got the dates. November the 12th for America. So it's the US, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, and November the 19th for the rest of the world. Okay, so two main important facts. Third important fact is, okay, the third important fact that I personally wanted to know is about the VR. Because, hey, PlayStation VR, that's my thing. And can the PlayStation 5 use PSVR? And the answer is, yes, it can. As you can see down up here that I've just placed from the Sony's website, that you can get this on the Sony's website under the PlayStation 5 console or digital version. They slightly just change the words for each of them, but they both pretty much marry up to be the exact same thing. PlayStation VR integration. Connect your PlayStation VR to your PS5 console to enjoy support of PS VR games. To set up your PSVR with your PS5 console, you'll need your PlayStation Camera 2 for the PS4 and a PlayStation Camera adapter. No purchase necessary. More details on how to claim the adapter will be shared on PlayStation.com when available. Now, I want to try and see if I can get the camera. In fact, I've even put down a pre-order for the camera, so to make sure that I get that camera, and I'm hoping that camera would also work instead of the PlayStation 4 camera's version and needing an adapter. I can't see why it wouldn't work, but we'll find out on the day. So knowing that it will handle PlayStation VR headsets as part and parcel of this is a good thing. And as you can see also up here, that there is a lot of backwards compatibility, play a back catalogue of PS4 games on your PlayStation 5 console. So I am hoping, I really am hoping that we will be able to play the PSVR games that we've bought on our PlayStation 4 on our PlayStation 5. It certainly looks that way. Now, come November the 19th, I will know for sure, and I'm sure you'll get all the internet flooded with people who bought it on November the 12th. Damn it, not bitter. But yeah, so look out for that. I do think that we will be able to play PlayStation VR games on the PlayStation 5, and moving forward, there will be more games coming out for that. So it's not the end of PlayStation VR, it's just a halfway point for it. Okay, next up, let's have a look at what we got. Next up, we want to know is about the detailed specifications. Now, on this page here, this specification list I've gotten from the game website for when we're trying to have a look at the PlayStation 5 games. I couldn't actually see this on the PlayStation Store itself, the PlayStation website, so I only found this on the game website, and it looks like both systems will be identical except the one feature, the CD-ROM is going to be, well, I say CD-ROM, I mean Blu-ray, disc drive, or whatever. The disc drive will not be on the digital version, only on the console. That's the only real difference. Now, as you can see here, before I go into this, I do apologise, but my knowledge of computer internal hardware is dated back to like the beginning of the century. So a lot. I used to know detailed, in-depth stuff about what things mean, but things have changed. So I do apologise if my knowledge on this is a little bit out of date. Now, as you can see, CPU, we've got the 8X Zen 2 cores, 3.5 gigahertz. That sounds impressive. Well, I know back in the days, like I said, when I was used to CPU usage, we had things like the Pentium 5 or the P90, which basically meant 90 gigahertz or gigahertz that it will run at. The name of the CPU was different. However, we had things like quad core back then. But the fact that it's got less cores doesn't mean that it's less powerful. Sometimes you've got other features which over enhance things. So one thing that I couldn't quite understand was, say, if you've got like an i7 core processor, it's supposed to be more powerful than an i5, but yet you've got an i5, because of certain features in it becomes more powerful and more useful than an i7. So I don't know what that is about, but yeah, as you can see. Right, let's carry on with this. CPU, 8X Zen 2 cores at 3.5 gigahertz variable frequency. GPU, 10.28 teraflops, 36 CUs at 2.23 gigahertz variable frequency. Custom RNDA 2. What's sorry, this is like going into areas that I don't know, but what I did research on the PlayStation 2, the thing that I was really quite interested in was its ray tracing features. Now, the ray tracing features basically means that the way that the light is shown and reflected off the surface, and the camera interprets that, can be very CPU heavy. So originally at the beginning we was like wondering, are they going to just put ray tracing as a software modulated, or was it going to be hardware modulated? They thought that if it hardware modulated would be too much, just deal with software, and I said no, do not have it as a software protocol, because it being software protocol would still take a heavy load upon the CPU, which could be used for something else. The fact that they've actually got ray tracing as its own circuit board or CPU, they've got hardware dedicated to do the ray tracing element on this. I thought that is what we want. That really is what we want, and trust me, when you see it, you're going to appreciate it. I did the little video some time back showing the difference between normal Minecraft and ray trace Minecraft, as you can see in one of these videos up here. Oh, the year 2000, so that's why the graphics are so poor. However, if you take a look at say Minecraft, we've got Minecraft have been doing some leading edge graphic developments in this area. So as you can see, this is Minecraft as we currently know it. Oh, yep, good, taut and steady. Now let's have a look at what Minecraft looks like when ray traced. Just a little bit different, doesn't it? So ray tracing is the way the graphics is drawing out the light interception between light sources and the objects around it, and it can make a more immersive experience. Now, the way that ray tracing works, it is very taxing, very hardware hitting on the hardware. So a lot of programs and a lot of systems just cannot really handle it. So when we've been using graphic software, I mean, for instance, my one that took 7 days to create a 30-second clip was just basically taxing my laptop's hardware continuously for 30 days with the technology back then. Nowadays, it is still very taxing on our hardware and can slow systems up so much, which is why when we originally heard about ray tracing being imported into the PlayStation 5, a lot of people feared that they may be software supported, because software supported ray tracing elements just won't work. It will still be a degradation to the system, kind of like what we had with the upscaling on previous versions. But no, they said they are not going for software-based ray tracing support. They are going to be fully integrating hardware into the graphics GPU that's specially designed to work on the ray tracing and to make graphics like these Minecraft ray traced Minecraft graphics look sweet as. So that is going to be an absolute positive for the way that gaming is going to be moving forward. Trust me, when you see this in action, you will know that it's in action. Next, as I said, we do have that there is a massive difference to having ray tracing placed in at the hardware level, and I think you guys are going to love it when it comes out, when you get to experience it. Memory interface as 16 gigabyte GDDR6-256 bits. 16 gigabytes to me doesn't sound that much. I mean, when I'm looking at computers, I'm looking at something way up at least 64 gigabytes. But then again, that's using my old outdated knowledge of memory. But what is GDDR6? Let's see. Siri, what is GDDR6? No, not GDPR6. Oh, sod it. Who cares? Siri can never understand what I'm saying anyway. Right. Well, yeah, you've got memory bandwidth at 448 gigabytes a second. 448 gigabytes a second. Now that is fast. I mean, from what I know that my knowledge is, as I said, about last century out. But I think that 448 gigabytes a second certainly does sound incredibly fast. An internal storage capacity, 825 gigabytes. I would have preferred at least a terabyte, considering we're going to be doing a lot of downloading on these and we want everything to be going digital in the future. But I do think that 825 gigabytes is a little bit more impressive than the previous 500 gigabytes we had on the standard IDE hard drive that we had. But and this being an SSD. Now, you know, SSDs, they are expensive. And I think to get 825 gigabytes, and so, now what did I get? So, no, I bought a terabyte hard drive. I bought a real cheap terabyte hard drive for about 89 quid. And that was the cheap version. I'm sure it's going to blow up in my computer anytime soon. But yeah, so SSDs can be quite expensive. But I think they cut the corner a little bit. That could have been a little bit more impressive than what they've given us on that. I/O throughput, 5.5 gigabytes a second. Raw, typical 8 to 9 gigabytes a second compressed. Expandable storage, NVMe, SSD slot. Does that mean that you can actually put in an SSD hard drive, an extra SSD hard drive? That sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like you'll be able to put in new. I think we saw a picture of that somewhere back, that they might have Pacific hard drives that they were going to be selling for the PlayStation. So yeah, that's where Sony's going to get a lot of money, selling Pacific hard drive expansions for the PlayStation. So that's going to be interesting to see when that comes out. External storage, USB HDD support. So yeah, straightforward. Plug in a USB stick, and yeah, you can have your external hard drive as well to place all your videos or pictures or whatever you want to copy over. And finally, optical drive, 4K UHD Blu-ray drive. So that is for the CD or console version only. Now, some people will ask, what do you want to get? Do you want to get the digital, or do you want to get the Blu-ray, the disc version? And the reason I want to get the disc version is because I've still got so many discs that I can play out there. Film disc. I mean, still got my Transformers and Blu-ray. And it's a Blu-ray player. Blu-ray players was one of the reasons why a lot of people went for the PlayStation 4 in the first place. And even though that I got a Blu-ray player in my PlayStation 4, I don't want to be chopping and changing over and over again. And yet, I've also still got some Blu-ray. I've still got some games on disc as well, and it will be interesting to see if they can be played on the PlayStation 5. I mean, like PSVR Worlds is on disc at the moment, and it will be cool if I could play that on PlayStation 5. So I think that getting the CD-ROM version is definitely worth the investment. As for like the the other thing that I forgot to mention was the pre-order dates. The pre-order dates was already gone yesterday. Yes. Yeah, when the pre-orders came out, sorry, point that down to the side. When the pre-orders came out, they first said, "Oh, don't worry, we will tell you when the pre-orders are going to come out." But they didn't tell you, and it was all of a sudden, "Hey, you know that the pre-orders for the PlayStation 5 are," knowing that we are going to be watching those websites. But the websites just went down like that. And in the end, I had to go up to the nearest game shop, not GameStop. GameStop's for you Americans. Us here in England, we've got Game, not GameStop. Game. And Game had, unfortunately, by the time I've actually got there, they were all sold out of the pre-order, so I didn't get my pre-order in, damn it. But I did get my name down for the second wave, so as soon as that comes in, they're going to give me a phone call, and then I'm going to try and see if I can get my pre-order in for that. So I might not be able to get the PlayStation 5 for the 19th, but I tell you what, as soon as I do, I'll be uploading all of that content onto you guys. Now, let's talk about the games. A lot of people were a little bit outraged or offended or upset that some of the games that were coming out on PlayStation 5 were already being out or coming out on the PlayStation 4. Games like Spider-Man or Horizon. Yes, a cut down version is coming out on the PS4. But the beautiful, wonderful, unleashed, digitally advanced version is coming out on the PlayStation 5. What do you want to play? Do you want to play the old cut down version? Or do you want to play the new and improved with all flashier graphics and ray tracing? Your choice. If you can choose, which one would you go for? Yeah, also, I can't see why people are getting all upset about the games being on the PlayStation 4. It just means they're trying to expand their audience. They're trying to expand their market so that people who can't afford the new consoles can still play their games if they can afford the games. But we have to see about the prices of the games, because we're told there might be a £10 increase for the games. So looking at, like, for your average block AAA game between like 70 and 80 pounds, which I think is a lot of money. So you're probably only going to be able to buy one or two games, and that is maybe. So yeah, even though we got the price of the PlayStation 4, we're still going to have to take out a second mortgage just so that we can play all the games and all the good stuff with that. Okay, but still, what are some of my favourite games that I'm looking forward to? As I said, Spider-Man does look good. I'm kind of interested in that Call of Duty, but I know that one that definitely me and my missus is looking out for is the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Hogwarts Legacy, I believe it's called Hogwarts. What's it? Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. I'm very much a fan of Harry Potter, so I know that that's going to be one of my first purchase titles out there. But going back on what we were saying about people getting a little bit butthurt about games coming out on PS4, we kind of like done the reverse around, because our PS4 games that are coming out, that are going to be enhanced digitally for the PlayStation 5. And my personal favourite one out of all of those is Cyberpunk. Now, I saw Cyberpunk. I have been waiting for Cyberpunk for years, and as soon as I saw that it's coming out, I thought, oh, that's good. That's good. I want that game. Then I heard any game that's purchased on the PlayStation 4, they're going to get a free digitally enhanced version for the PlayStation 5. I just thought, shut up and take my money. Shut up, give me my money. Here's my money. Give me the game. I want the game. Pre-order straight in, because I know I don't normally pre-order. This is like the first pre-order that I have done in over 2 years. And seriously, I haven't really done any other pre-orders for some time. I think. I don't know when was the last time I pre-ordered anything, but it's been a long time. So yeah, I was quite psyched for that. So I'm getting a PlayStation 4 game specifically so I can play it on the PlayStation 5. Yes. What else is there out there that looks quite interesting? Okay, so I'm just having a little look down the list at the moment. So far, as I said, we've got like Marvel Spider-Man, Horizon Forbidden West. Now, there was a bit of a mix-up with this name. When I was asking about it before, a lot of people said that it was Horizon Zero Dawn, and I thought, Horizon Zero Dawn, they came out ages ago, like 2 years ago. Oh no, it's Horizon Zero Dawn 2. So we had Horizon, then we had Horizon Zero Dawn, and then we had Horizon Zero Dawn 2. No, it's Horizon Forbidden West. That's the third one that's coming out. So if there's any mistakes and mix-ups, because I'm sure they said Zero Dawn when they did the announcement trailers, and I thought, well, you can't having that as a release title because that's already out 2 years ago. So Gran Turismo, Ratchet and Clank Rifts Apart. That looks awesome. I've loved playing Ratchet and Clank all the way back when I got my first PlayStation. Okay, my second PlayStation, because I don't think I got anything for the PlayStation 2, but I did get it for the PlayStation 3, and I found that was a really enjoyable game. And some of the things that we saw in the advert really looked quite impressive, just to showcase how the SSDs and loading on the levels is just going to be instant. Open a rift, you're already in the next level. In fact, you can even see the next level through the lift. So I think that was quite impressive how they just went from one area to the next just by opening these portals, and I thought that was really quite cool. What else have we got? We have got Gran Turismo, don't care. Returnal, didn't see that one, but it looks impressive. Sackboy, A Big Adventure. Demon Souls, I'm sure a lot of Dark Souls fans out there are looking forward to the Demon Souls remake. Destruction All Stars, EA Sports, FIFA 21. What's that? NBA 2K21. Don't care about sports games. Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil Village looks awesome. I like the look of Resident Evil Village, and I think that might be one that you're going to have to purchase. Marvel's Avengers is already out. I know you can buy Marvel's Avengers on the PlayStation for about 50 odd quids, and yeah, it looks like that's going to be a game that's going to be upgraded to work on the PlayStation 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 again looks like they're trying to do a Skyrim by trying to see if they can get Grand Theft Auto on almost every single console. Oh, speaking of which, I wonder if we might get Skyrim coming out eventually, or Elder Scrolls 6. It's in Godfall. Deathloop. Now, I wasn't interested in Deathloop. I saw that. I was thinking, no, that just looks like a simple multiplayer game. I'm not into multiplayer games. I like the single player. I like the storylines. Ghostwire Tokyo. That's interesting. Project Athena. More PS. Okay, well, I'd say the list goes on and on and on. You got the idea. There is lots of games that are coming out for the PlayStation 5. You've seen the Sony announcement. There's so much that's coming out, and we've all got a lot of stuff to look forward to. We've seen all the gadgets. You've got, as I said, you've got the Pulse headset. You've got the Dual Sense controllers. You've got the little remote controls, and you've got that nice new camera. I like the look of that camera. That camera looks smooth. So that's all coming up for the PlayStation 5. Yeah, so I will definitely be getting that as soon as I can. We'll be doing the unboxings. Don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be notified when we get the unboxing, and we will go through as much of the PlayStation 5 as possible. So therefore, when the PlayStation 5 comes out, we're going to be going through as many games as we can, having a look at those. So this channel isn't only just dedicated to PlayStation VR, it's PlayStation and VR. Yes, VR, PlayStation and VR. So hopefully we get the best of both worlds out there. So we're playing a lot of games that's coming out there, not just VR games, but all PlayStation 5 games as well. Well, maybe not all games unless I suddenly get very rich, but as many games as we can. So, from that, thanks very much for watching. hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed in creating this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys out there.